Alright, welcome back to Speed Souls Charity Marathon 2020. We are finally here with Prince of Persia 2 Thrones, run by Eraser. Eraser, take it away.
Hello everyone, welcome for this run that you did not wait forever. Sorry, I had some setup with the game, but don't worry, we will have more issue when running the game because this game is awesome. So I hope you are all ready. With me I have the beautiful, the perfect, the only Tokaloni 1.
Former world record holder for this category, like 4 years ago, so that's cool.
Yeah, so you know, like someone that is really on point. He has the world record, and world record was like 212. Now the world record is 142. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we will just start right away because we are a little late and talk during the run. So let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please load.
Los.
Yes. Okay, so first thing is that the game could crash from the get-go, so I'm glad it didn't, because otherwise I would have to redo all the settings. So hey, that's good news. So yeah, for people who are familiar with the game, I would say it right away. Usually there is like a cinematics that is around 3 to 4 minutes at the start, and we won't have it. Why we won't have it is because we deleted the cinematics. Why did we do that? It's to make the game a little more consistent, not wait 5 minutes before starting a run, because we still have this cutscene of 1 minute. And also, like, there was a discrepancy between language and runners when it was about game over screen, and game over screen are cinematics. So we just deleted everything, and now the game is much better.
Yeah, so it's not only more fair, but it's also very convenient, because resetting only takes 1 minute of waiting time now. Yeah. It's already too much.
That's true. So this game, like for people who don't know, is a classic 3D platformer, action platformer actually, because like there will be some action soon, you will see. And it's the third and last episode of the Sans Trilogy series. Oops, okay. So like story-wise, it's a little sad. It's like you come back from a journey to correct your past mistakes, and your city is in flame.
Honestly, it's a typical Sunday, really. So.
Yeah, true. Up. So first.
Welcome to Fish Cutter Skip.
And that was Fish Cutter Skip. Well, at least a part of it. So the idea is that in this game, you have a weapon that is called the fish cutter, and it's the first weapon you get, usually. But you can just skip it with a precise wall run, and that's what we did.
So by precisely lining the wall run over the fence, which obviously you're not supposed to do, it's unintended, and then you only have to backtrack a bit to hit a loading trigger, so this area is here, I believe.
Exactly.
And that saves time, like, I don't know, 30 seconds. I have no idea how much it saves, honestly.
Yeah, it saves actually like a lot of time. Like we are close to 50 seconds to a minute.
Right, yeah.
So now we don't have a weapon, so we won't be able to fight, which is kind of bad. Also, one of the tech in this game, which will be used often, is doing a secondary attack out of a wall, like I just did. It resets your fall point, so you don't take fall damage from too high. So this one is no major glitches, which doesn't mean like no glitches at all, but it's heavily based on movement, and safety fall is one of the best movements you can imagine for a game like this one.
4 weeks I've been at sea.
Yeah, so the safety fall, just in case it wasn't clear, doesn't mean you can fall from an indefinite height, but it gives you a bit more leeway. So if Eraser would have jumped normally there, he would have died, or at the very least taken damage.
Yeah.
But with the safety fall, he was fine.
Yeah,
as you said, that's used quite a lot throughout the run.
So it's like, just imagine during the torpedo, it's like the game start counting your fall at the end of the torpedo in a sense. So that's why you can fall from a little higher.
Yeah.
Up. So here I got a checkpoint by walking near this fountain, which may be good because I might die on the next jump. Like this, I guess? Oh no, okay, I did not die. Spoiler.
That's probably from the previous game. They realized that, like in Warrior Within, if you have 5 checkpoints throughout the whole game, that's maybe a bit, it's not enough.
Yeah.
So here they made it such that just walking by a fountain gives you a checkpoint. We're like whatever, honestly,
Knew them anyway.
take it.
I must keep pace with Chilena if I'm to find the one.
So I'm trying to avoid enemy as much as I can. Up, and sometimes the game is like nope, nope, please, thank you. So that was supposed to happen like 3 jump before. Walking on ledges is so slow, you want to avoid that at all cost. Yeah. Okay, so apparently my controller is not calibrated as before.
Yeah, I was about to say that
Yeah.
looks like a dead zone.
Yeah. It's okay. I will just increase my game speed, maybe like my gamepad speed. What? Okay.
What's
I will
your
like
game speed? What?
No, gamepad speed. Wait, I will actually do that now. Let's go over. Because like that death was embarrassing. Let's see. Okay, it should be a little bit better, hopefully. Ah, we will see. Worst case scenario, you know what? We will adapt. It's 155 as an estimate. It's okay.
Right. It's just kind of sad this game has the funny habit of sometimes deleting your settings, like your keybinds and general game settings and so forth. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, and that's literally what just happened before the run,
Yeah.
which is always fun. So I still have a little dead zone, but it will work. Up. Oh, come on, yeah. Okay, I will just adapt on the fly, don't worry. I'm a professional speedrunner. That's why I'm out of top 3 since like a couple of weeks, but never mind.
Reminds me of my Warrior Within run. It's speedrun. Saying I will just adapt sometimes doesn't work.
That's true.
Oh.
So in this game, as you can see, there is Archer, and Archer are bad. Like that's all I can say. Like Archer are bad. I think I'd say like everything with this. They can shoot you through walls. They can shoot you like almost everywhere.
Yeah, they're like the epitome of sniping. Like they're just too good for you. They're too good for physics, really.
Yeah. A wall, no problem. I almost died again. That would have been awkward. Oh. So coming
No,
up,
but like that, it was optimal. So
yeah, sure,
Stand
optimal.
before her
That's cool.
stall selling fruits
Oh my
and
god, like
vegetables.
my wall diagonal are
She'll
dead.
get in trouble, as all young ones do.
Oh my god. So yeah, I think the host can confirm that this game is terrible, but it's also a good one. I don't know how to explain it, you know, but yeah. Jump, 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 jump. Thank you. Okay, since I'm already late, I will not go for that diagonal jump. Like it saves 7 seconds, but it's stupid. Stupidly precise, like. Especially when your diagonal is not good.
how Robbie once said, you save 7 seconds, but if you fail, you lose much seconds.
Yeah. So hop. Since I did not have any weapon up to now, I just go there to hit the checkpoint and try to die. That's the first time I was able to wall run this far. Just saying. Normally I should just fall down.
Home. And
So
Also, what you saw before on the beam, sorry for interrupting, this weird animation where the prince kind of gets stuck because there's an enemy behind him.
fill me with
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that should be because you don't have a weapon, but he wants to draw his weapon,
yes.
so he's stuck in this animation loop.
Yeah, and you can do that indefinitely if you do not mash correctly.
Yeah.
So now I have a weapon, and I needed a weapon for this dagger and core, because otherwise the game will just crash. Because you know it tries to use a weapon and oops, nope.
Which you literally don't have.
Yeah.
So it's like accessing the null pointer or something, I don't know.
Also, when you can see like the camera flipping around like that when I fall down, it's because I go quickly into first-person camera to cancel a roll, which is like a nice piece of movement. So every archer in the game you have to manipulate them. So that's why like I hit this one, so he will do a backflip, because otherwise he can just snipe me. This game has an auto-targeting system, which is useful here to go directly into that balcony. Because like the prince will target the archer.
recovering from
But
my time
the
away.
auto-targeting system will be useful 2 times. That's one of the 2.
Instead, I'm
And
forced to run
everywhere else it will be bad.
about to become an hunted in my own city.
You know, it's like the auto-targeting system save
Save 7 seconds, but loses much seconds.
exactly, yeah. That's exactly that. So our goal is to catch up with Kalina, which is this lady, and we did catch up to
And
her.
we win. Time. Cool.
Yeah. Apparently, this game was like, nah.
Honestly, that would have been the funniest thing if the game would literally end right there.
Yeah. Hop. So
If they ever remaster this game, which I hope they don't, this would be a great Easter egg.
yeah.
Secret ending.
Yeah, because speaking of remaster, the End of Time, so which is like the first game of this trilogy, is getting a remaster in January.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
Oh, it's not like you are literally a Prince of Persia series moderator, you know? Hop. So in the next room, you can go without killing the archer, since I already died once, and I think I will die a lot more during the run. I will kill them, because it's like saving 7 seconds and losing.
Losing much seconds.
I think we found the meme of this run.
Yeah.
Hop, I'm killing him, because otherwise
Actually-
like, it would be insane.
Yeah, sorry. So actually, in this room, there's a pretty big skip you can do, which involves like a very weird piece of physics or collision. You could see it down there, but nobody does it because it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like a segmented strat only.
Yeah, so you can circumvent all this going around this room, but just clipping through the ceiling essentially. But it's just too precise for a single segment.
Yes. So I cannot see my time. I guess it should be like a 10-minute something because we started on the main menu. So which would be like a 9-minute 50
right,
dagger
yeah.
or so.
Marathon timing.
Yeah.
Shaking my head.
So like this whole section, basically, just think like timing for us usually starts when we gain control of the print. So 1 minute, 2 seconds later than the time you can see.
Forgive what I have done.
And
Wherever you are.
dagger segment is actually something we do compete for. We have like an unofficial leaderboard for it. So world record is 8:22, I think, or 24 by Yaka, which was like the world record holder until like 2 weeks ago. And it's such a heavy movement section with a lot of skip, a lot of little things that we did not talk about because it would be like way too long. And in a marathon, when you get sub 10, you're happy. Let's just say it this way.
Yeah.
So now we have the dagger of time. So on the top left corner, you can see 3 yellow balls. That's the amount of time I can rewind time. Oh, I can also go through this collision because Ubisoft.
What the fuck, dude?
And I can go through this one with some luck. Which I never get in PB attempt, but whatever. So yeah, so now I can rewind time. I can rewind time for 8 seconds, not more. And every time I do rewind time, I lose a cent. I can have up to 6 cents, but to get cent, I will have to do like to get cent get, etc. But you won't see it because it's any percent NMG. So it's not all power. So in the end, I will have only 4 cents. 4 cents. No, 4 cents.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, just in case you did not notice, I'm French and my accent is beautiful. So that's why Toka is here to translate everything I'm saying. Also nice.
Yeah. Great movement there.
Yeah, like totally intended. So this was to manipulate the RNG, and not just because I got the corner too tight.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
at all.
So maybe about the sand. So really in NMG, the only thing the sand is used is its well, what it's intended to do. You rewind time to fix mistakes. However, for the glitch categories, most of the glitches, not all of them, but most of them are based on the rewind system being programmed. Let's put it like that. They tried their best, and that's all you can ask from them.
Yeah, they tried their best and they failed.
Taking Kylina
Yeah, basically.
changed the
Like me up to now, but it's okay.
sands of time. I never journeyed to Azad. Never
Right, so
journeyed
I guess the most prominent glitch, just to quickly mention, the most prominent glitch is the zip glitch where you overload said rewind system by just doing too many inputs, and game doesn't know how to handle that, and after overloading the rewind system, all actions following that will be boosted, so you're able to gain a lot of distance, and you also ignore collision through the rewind. So all you have to do in the zip categories is make sure you hit the correct load triggers and don't crash, basically.
He had accidentally delivered me into the man's hands.
And then there's also the zipless run, which has a lot more variety to it in terms of glitches. So it's a lot more interesting to watch, but it's equally difficult, maybe even more difficult. I guess you can say more about that.
Yeah, like so in Zipless, yeah, you can play with the pause menu open, and when you stop by pressing quit the game asks you for confirmation. So you stop your momentum, and then you will start it again, and the game will just give you a huge boost, basically. And the whole one is based on that in Zipless. Like there is still like a couple of other things, but yeah, it's a really entertaining one. World record for any percent normal standard that use the zip glitch that Toka mentioned is like around 50 minutes. For Zipless, it's around. Oops, sorry. Speaking of mistake, please. Thank you. Never mind. For Zipless, it's around 1 hour 20, and for this one, it's around 1 hour 40. So it's like, you know, like 20 to 30 minutes more every time. But yeah, Zipless is actually like a really, really fun run, but it's a really tough run because when you make a mistake in the in the menu, while you will just softlock the game. So basically, it's like you are not allowed to do any mistake during the whole run. So here I will not get a 5 cycle, unfortunately. Also, the
If you
prince
jump,
just took down.
jump at the if you jump at the correct time, you can grab the lowest of the 3 poles, right? Where you just
Yes.
drop down,
Exactly.
and then you'll catch the faster cycle in like 10 seconds from now or something.
Like it's a really, really tight cycle. Like it was this one. Yeah, see. So let's just fall down and wait. So by doing zip input. Hop. So coming up is one of the gimmick of the game, which is the Dark Prince transformation. So the prince has been corrupted by the Sand of Time. We will make a point about the story later, don't worry. It's not that important for now.
Well, I won't do anything.
You will.
Oh, okay.
Trust me. You are the Prince of Persia series main moderator.
Yes. Because you aren't.
No, I'm not.
You don't have anything to do with it.
Yes. So now I'm the Dark Prince, so I have access to a chain that will help me progress like this. The issue by being Dark Prince is that I'm losing my HP every time I do not absorb a sand. So I have to be fast and get some sand.
Well, or if you're fast enough in certain segments, at least you don't need any sense.
Yes.
Well, not this one anymore.
Oh, clearly not this one anymore. Okay.
No.
Up. Tick. So it's okay. The good thing is when you're the Dark Prince, every time you break something, you will get sand. Every time you kill an enemy, you will also get sand. When you're normal Prince, every time you kill an enemy, you get sand. But every time you break something, you do not get sand. You only get sand if you have 0 or 1 sand. But just make like the success rate at 100%. But that's it. So here you could hear the prince screaming like he was dying, but actually he didn't. In this game, cutscene can't sell for damage, and it's used there to gain like 5 seconds, and it's used later to gain a minute.
And maybe one big drawback about the Dark Prince, I guess it's not that bad for this category, but I believe for Zipless it is. If you have a secondary weapon, like before you turn to Dark Prince, you will not have the secondary anymore after you turn back into the Prince.
Yeah. Like in
And-
this category, it's only annoying, but in Zipless, it's not possible because you want to have a secondary weapon, but that actually gives you infinite sand. Like your sand will regenerate after some time, and you will see soon, like in 10 minutes or
Yeah.
so, when I will get one. Or actually, a
So
little
it's not
more.
really infinite, but it's more of a regenerative thing. But you'll see, as Eraser said.
Yeah. Ho ho ho! They are so not well placed. So here, like, I wanted to choose the
Death in
archer.
3, 2.
No, it's okay. So like I did not choose the archer that correctly, and what can happen is that they can just shoot me while I'm moving on the ledge. Oh my god, first let's skip with the controller right now. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. So now is a 1 minute cutscene, so I hope you have time. Yeah, in this run there is a lot of cutscene. So whenever there is a message during a cutscene, do not hesitate, Kata.
So far away. As a child, father would tell me stories.
Alright, well, I will quickly remind you that we have partnered up with Insert Coin Clothing this year. They are the leading name in the video game inspired t-shirt industry. They've generously provided us with $10, $20, and $50 vouchers to give away during this event. But that's not all. They have also provided us with a partner called SpeedSouls20 that you can use on their website to get 20% off until the end of the year. And that can't come soon enough. You can get clothing, accessories, and so much more from all your favorite games, or most of them. Check them out at insertcoinclothing.com. And don't forget that all of your donations are going towards the Save the Children charity, and everything's for a good cause.
Thank you, Kata. So now this is Fortress, and Fortress is tough. That's like one of the main reset points after Dagger. So the idea is that you want to skip a Dark Prince transformation because come on, game. There is a cutscene every time, but you want also like to be fast by skipping it, and that's what we will try to do. But the skip is also really precise. So if I fail it, I would just go back to the old version of the skip, but hopefully I can still do, because like it will just involve like a really awkward wait, I wait for him to show. Okay, so now I can kill it, and I can kill him. Okay, sorry. So it will involve like for me to land on a little bit of concrete that you can see on the bottom right now. Just to tell you how precise it is. So now you have to open the door. Nope. Thank you. Get a max wall run from there. Do a parry attack. Aim the camera around like this. And on this.
And then it doesn't work. Oh, it did. What the fuck?
It did, yeah. No, it was actually like really good setup. Unfortunately, I fell down. I could have tried to grab the bar directly. But
Yeah, the swing pole directly, yeah.
yeah, but it's okay. Like, I could have ring one and try again, but then another archer could have shot me. So, you know, it's not worth the time. I prefer losing 10 seconds than dying. Here I attacked during the cutscene, so I could just side roll directly out of it. So side roll is like the little piece of movement you see me doing, whereas the print looks like I don't know how to say it politely. So like it looks really weird and like a not smart person, let's just say. But it's the fastest movement of the game. So you want to set up it whenever you can.
Yeah, and the longer the distance, the more time it saves. During that cutscenes, it's the reason why Razor attacked. Usually, the prince would just stand around, and during this little downtime, he would put away his weapons naturally. And in order to side roll, you first have to take out your weapons, and then you can execute the attack.
Yes.
That was a small optimization.
So that enemy on the left is Frank. Oh, we almost saved Frank. So the idea is to try to keep Frank as much as possible alive. So that's one of the theme of the game. Because speedrunners are, let's just say that we always try to find fun stuff, you know, to do during an auto-scroller. And this section is an auto-scroller because it's chariot. Also, normally I should go left there to not get a slow-mo, but let's get an epic slow-mo. Be careful! Woo! Okay, that's it. So I just lost 3 seconds. I hope you are happy and that slow-mo was worth it.
Well, I thought it was very cool.
Thank you. Also, we talk about this game's collision. Yeah, all great.
Time for the best jump in the game.
Yeah, like if the prince could do that, honestly, why are we so limited during gameplay? Oh, come on. So yeah, that was Chariot 1. Chariot 1 is so easy, you can do it with your nose. Trust me. There is a video on Twitter of me doing it with my nose. Just saying.
Those left behind suffered terribly.
But Chariot 2, that will happen later, is a little tougher. And unfortunately at the end, it's a little too tight to do with your nose consistently.
Well, not with that attitude.
Slow-mo in a speedrun. Yeah, so for the one who said like slow-mo is in a speedrun, sorry, I didn't have time to catch your name. Just stay tuned. We will gain the slow-mo power at one point. So we will have to slow-mo.
Actually, the slow-mo is most useful for the zipless category, I believe, because it allows you to gain a huge boost with these like menu glitch, if you remember. So there you go, slow to go fast. It's paradoxic, but it works.
Yeah, true. And it will also work like here because we manipulate enemy through slow-mo. But first, I want everyone to say hello to Patrick, which is this guard. Hello, Patrick!
Whatever that even means.
I mean, like, we see this guard, he's all alone, watching us through the window, you know. Because, like, we will just skip him with a safety fall. So, let's just say
He's
hello.
probably thinking about his dream prince, and then we appear, and then we leave again.
Exactly.
It is pretty sad, yeah.
Yeah. There is a couple of enemies that has a name, because, again, like, at one point, as a speedrunner, you just try to have as much fun as possible. Fun fact is that, so the former world record holder Yaka started running this game because of Patrick. He saw me running it, say hello Patrick, and he was like, oh my god, I want to say hello to Patrick. And that guy got world record like a couple of months after. So I got the sand stolen by the dog. That dog can steal the sand when you're too close to them. It happens sometimes. But hey, a Dark Prince transformation. Cool. That one is the shortest one and the most useless one, I guess. I might died. Let's see. Okay, no, he did not shoot me. So yeah, like the fact that I got like a knee/crush animation because I did not jump correctly makes that the archer could have shot me. It happened a lot of time. Like you know, I'm a pretty bad runner, so it happens a lot.
Yeah, actually, so if you see this one for the first time, let's say, you might think, well, why are you so worried about the archers that like never hit you in this run? But if you see all the failed attempts and what could happen, you get really paranoid about them, and rightfully so.
Yeah. And speaking of them, like next, like coming up is the 3 Archer of Death. So if you do it like in a sneak way, like the game intends you to do, it's easy, but it's really slow. So we'll just power through them. And then can shoot you in the air like so easily. Especially with the diagonal kind of broken. It might get interesting. If I do not get hit, I will donate 15 euros. Just saying. Because like it's just so rare. But up.
How many Vanguard cars are that you just donate away?
A lot.
Oh.
So hop. Let's go. Ah. You know what? It's good enough. I got it once, so I will donate 15 euros anyway. Look, it was good enough.
I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed.
Now on these two, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Excuse me, game. You was supposed to hit that, and like the jump to that corner was intended, but in theory, like you should grab the second ledge.
that how you thank the man who just saved your life?
But
First,
never mind.
you did not save my life.
So now here I will get a weird animation, but it's okay, do not worry about it. It's because I did not grab the second ledge.
Voice, a ghost.
And since I rewinded,
I never
all the
asked
previous
you
dialogue that got
to
skipped because of movement
need it.
are playing.
Admire your bravado.
So they are like dialogue from 10 minutes ago.
And you would be wise to keep quiet. You're distracting me
Okay,
no longer.
Toka, I guess you can start talking about the next boss, which is like your favorite one with your favorite skip.
Continue until you have defeated the
Yeah, so
vizier.
coming up is the easiest skip in the game.
Let's make haste.
Right here.
Careful. These creatures
Like,
seem to
colon,
love the
watch
snow.
this.
Kill them before they steal any
Wait.
more from you. Onward and upward, Prince.
Everything is
Hurry
good,
to the
everything
palace
is
and
fine.
reclaim your throne.
So what we're trying to do here is we want to skip a cutscene. SeaRazer would have walked a bit further left. There's just a cutscene, you know, introducing the boss and the area. But it's honestly it's really easy to just jump around it, jump over it. Roof has no collision, and now we are kind of on top of the arena. Can walk around the cutscene. You just have to be careful to hit the load trigger, so the next area is loaded. And that cutscene skip saves 7 seconds. But if you fail it, it loses much seconds.
Because of you, I pressed my button too early.
I'll take it.
Oh my god, I was not expecting it right now. So yeah, this is Clompa, so the first boss of the game. The idea is when the dagger is glowing up, it's a quick time event where you have to press the button at the right time. So that's a gimmick of the game, where normally you can just sneak behind the enemies and kill them like that, but for boss it's like intended to do it in front of them. So Clompa, we need to stab his eyes so he do not see us. And then, thanks to the secondary I pick up just before the previous archer, I can try to kill him fast, hopefully.
Robbed him of his
No,
seat.
doesn't
Now
sound
bring
good.
him to his knees.
Please? Okay, it was nice.
Yeah, so this is really the first time where you see the strength of the combos you can do in the game. Because so far there's like basically no combat, or no, well, important combat, if you will. And there you saw this one combo with this secondary, took away like all his health at once.
Yeah.
So being familiar with the combat system can save you a lot of time.
Yeah, especially like later in the game when we will have to kill enemies. Like basically you want to either throw them off in the void just to kill them, or you want to kill them as fast as possible.
Shall I continue my story?
I will just save just in case. Like, let's get paranoid. I don't know how to say it. About the game
Paranoid.
crashing. Paranoid.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So now we are the Dark Prince in this section. So when I started the game, I was like, hey, we can do this section without getting a sand. And everyone was like, hey, it's not worth it, etc, etc. You know, like you only have like 2 seconds to spare. Stuff like that. And no, no, the game is so optimized, we are like, wow, 2 seconds is a lot. So yeah, that's kind of
Just
amazing.
goes to show we've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's actually funny anecdotes. We talked about that before the run. So my old PB, which is from 4 years ago, still has the run comment. Something like, good luck with the 156 eraser. World record right now is 142.
Yeah. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
But it's also so good, like when game is optimized like this, it's so good to see.
Yeah. So well, obviously since then we've found a lot of skips. So it's also movement optimization, but by far not only.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this cutscene?
So this cutscene is called Cringe of Persia. That's Toka's biggest and only contribution to the community. Naming this cutscene.
Well, look at that.
Honestly, at some point people will actually think that because we say it so often.
True. So why is it cringe? It's because the prince is like, Farah!
Her tale.
And she's like, who are you?
Beautiful and brave princess of India.
And so the prince is
One
trying
who has
to
traveled
make up a
Babylon
story.
seeking to punish an
Because
evil
speaking of
vizier
story,
who
so
has caused her great
we were with Farah instead of time, but we rewinded the whole game. So she kind of forgot about us. Because like in Warrior Within, we deleted everything that happened in Set of Time. Literally everything. So now the big guy is the vizier from the first game. And Farah is like, who are you, stranger? So yeah. Cool story. And the woman we were looking for is dead, and that's why the Sand of Time has been released. See? Story. Easy.
So Kalina, the woman we tried to catch at the start, we did actually catch, and we didn't get the secret ending. In a cutscene, like in a movie cutscene, which we deleted. Like she would have been killed, and then something about sand, whatever. Who cares, honestly? You know? Just get this game over with.
Yeah. So here is a sun gate. So sun gate are used normally in all powers run, but they are also used like 2 times here because like we need them to progress. So first I'm gonna kill this red guard because otherwise it will call for reinforcement and there will be just a lot of enemies, and we don't want that. So it's faster to go and kill him. So I'm waiting for him. Up, tick. And now I will actually pick up the red guard secondary. That's the secondary that gives you infinite sand. And by closing this sun gate, I get the slow-mo power. So here, by pressing it lightly, I will use the sand. As you can see now, I have only like 2 sand, and I can use the slow-mo power.
Yeah,
and I'm doing
the
it
third
again.
sand just regenerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in principle, there are 9 sand gates throughout this game. Each of them gives you either different power or gives you sand credits, which are basically useless unless you want to see the art of this game, like concept art.
Yeah.
And most of them, curiously enough, you can skip. You can literally just walk past. However, this one, you need the slow-mo power to like to catch the open door, otherwise it closes too quickly.
Yeah. Oops.
And then there's this category called all powers, where, kind of as the name suggests, you have to actually do all the sand gates, so do all the fights and close the sand gates, and also get all the life upgrades, the 6 life upgrades. I forgot to tell you to go left, by the way. Oops.
So, speaking of this game having weird collision, I guess that was one of them. So yeah, I'm setting up a skip for a cutscene, and that's it. So we literally walk behind the cutscene. So for people who don't know like what a trigger is, just imagine like a big invisible box, but when you walk on it, it do an event. And here it was a cutscene trigger, so it will just trigger the cutscene.
Yeah, you can just wall run around it, basically.
And I just lost my secondary because the game was stupid. Good! So no more infinite sand. Good thing I won't need them. Right? So what happened is that the game actually used my durability when I was not expecting it. And at one point like the weapon just broke during my combo. But it's okay, like it's not a huge deal. I just have to be careful doing a skip next, where I will actually like I can lose like a lot of sand. Okay. Here there will be a diagonal jump that saves 0.2 seconds, but with my diagonal being dead, it do not work. So I tried. No, it's in a marathon. We need to try. Come on. Also, it's good to know that I'm playing in Windows mode and I'm not used to it. Let's just think of every excuses about why when I'm failing like little stuff, and I'm getting every big stuff easily, like for to escape. So when I'm approaching like the end of a ladder, I'm always going left or right. It's because like it's faster to just wait for the print animation to end up. For people who are familiar with, it's like in Shovel Knight, for example, or Mega Man, where you want to jump out of ladder.
It's the vizier.
Yeah, so actually climbing up the end of the ladder is just a very slow animation. Skip that.
Wait.
No!
Be happy that
No.
she's gone. You never would have stood a
I was
chance.
actually thinking of putting the game in French, honestly.
You're right. Perhaps we should surrender.
Oh, it's not? Well, to be fair, I have the stream muted, so I don't know.
I know a lovely
true.
little island just a few
Yeah,
weeks
no,
ago.
it's in English.
I'm sure
I was
that
like,
island
yeah,
It's in German. I mean,
will
what?
be sorted out.
If it comforts you
It's
to
not
talk to me,
Nine.
by all
Nine.
means continue. But you are so focused on
Achtung.
killing him, you've thrown strategy completely out the window.
So Toka is
So we can
German, that's
already-
why.
Die.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we can already talk about the small skip,
But
which
now we
is
need to find
coming
a
up,
way to enter the temple.
because this game has a lovely feature called invisible enemies, which you can only hear, and also the auto-targeting system Eraser talked about before. So the idea of the next skip is to be fast enough, so also use slow-mo here, to ensure the enemy, the invisible enemy, is not close to you, and you're able to jump between those pillars without the game forcing the auto-target on you. So because if you're not fast enough, what will happen? You want to jump to the other pillar, but the prince will jump over the enemy, and well, then you have to fight them. So that's wrong.
Yeah, which is really like a terrible time loss.
Yeah.
So here, like you could see one of the enemies like just next the bell I was moving.
Yeah, it was kind of like brightened a bit or outlined, but so usually you can't
She has
see
already
them.
proved a valuable asset to us.
Hop. So here I'm getting sent because I do not have my red guard sword. So since working on ledges is really slow, you want to jump to work like the less distance possible.
You know, I've been thinking about what Farah said earlier. She has a point. How
Oh,
do you plan to
so
kill the villain?
now we are working with
Immortal
Farah,
now.
The dagger made him
which is
into
cool,
what he is.
I guess.
It can unmake
I suppose we
And you
will
did
know
not
the
see it
truth
because
of
it was in a
this soon
cutscene.
enough.
We actually skip with the previous, with like the little wall run I did earlier, before breaking my secondary. So now we will just work with her, but it won't be like in Sand of Time where she actually follow you and can die, etc. No, it will just be like a lot of cutscene.
Careful, these creatures seem to feed off the sand.
Yeah, so she's not
Kill them
physically
before they steal any
present
more from you.
in the game, as in like in terms of gameplay. But if we were to do the next puzzle, like the puzzle on top of this whole tower structure here or whatever, as Eraser said, there would be a lot of cutscene where Farah does something which affects the game, but it's only in cutscenes. So at least she can't die on you anymore in combat. That's something.
Yeah.
They did learn from SOT.
Okay, let's do it this way then. So
SOT being Sands of Time, to clarify for those unfamiliar.
yeah. Oh, stop stealing me sand, you bad dog. So yeah, I'm trying to set up a skip. Okay.
You know what would come in handy now? A sword which lets you regenerate sand.
So yeah, I wanted to keep the sword just for this game. Okay, so in this game, in theory on a beam, you can only jump in 4 directions, north, south, east and west. But if you climb up at the end of a beam, you can actually jump in a 360 direction, but it's a little precise. So that's what we did there, to not spawn enemies, because like the trigger that will spawn enemies is a little further, like in the normal route.
Try using these levers. If I can reach the other side, I might.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
so on the first-
Wait, sorry. No, I meant skipped. Like what we deleted are cutscenes, are cinematics, but there is cutscene like the one where we talk with Farah right now. And yeah, they do like they are normal. Like we are trying to skip them as much as we can.
Right, yeah.
So here, coming up is a skip. So normally there is a puzzle. So that's the old version of the skip, but it's really cool to show. So you have to move lever, etc. Farah jump from one platform to another,
There are people
but we
hurt
can just
inside.
get to the lever like this.
Now is not the time,
Yeah.
Prince. You can help all you want later.
So actually, because we have to do this skip twice, because within, like in this cutscene, the lever is deactivated again. It's nice for a marathon because first you can show the old method, and then you can show the new method,
Which is this one.
which is literally free.
Yeah. Like
I
this.
still remember when this method was found. I was at Eraser's place,
Yeah.
and we were both like, "What? There's no way. There's no way," and it actually worked.
Yeah, we spent like I think 30 minutes on it because we couldn't believe it was just this simple.
Yeah.
Like the first one is overly complicated. Like you have to do like a safety fall at the correct timing on a correct angle, buffer
And
the
then
wall
buffer a
run,
wall
etc.
run, yeah.
Yeah, it just like it's not hard, you know, but it's something you can fail, especially with the nerve on PB attempt. Come on, diagonal.
And this is just a wall jump. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Descending into the depths.
You can just fail it because sometimes like you do not get like the right collision. Like for example, at first like I wall run a little left. It's because like I was slightly too left, but yeah, like when you arrive and from the good position, like it's just completely free. Yes, I can get another Infinite Sand secondary, but for that I need to kill a red guard sword again, to get his secondary. So since there is only like 9 sand gates, I won't be able to get a lot of them. I think I get.
Yes, so to explain, the red guards are only present at these sand gates.
Yes.
And only they have the sword which regenerates sand. So it's not, especially in energy, it's not really worth going for it because it's not necessary.
Yeah.
A nice backup at best, but.
Especially since, as Toka mentioned before, every time we transform into Dark Prince, we lose our secondary. Like for example, if I did activate the enemies at the previous gate, kill the red guard, and get his sword, I would actually lose it right now. So it was not worth it. This Dark Prince section is the hardest, I think. Because it's really tight on sand management. There is a lot of things
so the
to
hardest to do optimally in a speed way. Not casually, of course.
No, casually it's a hard one still, but it's actually easier than the last one for sure. Because here, like, I want to go to the next area where there is sand and break the pot like really fast for a dog to not appear. Like this. Like you will see the dog, except here. And then there is these statues that are, let's say, well programmed by Ubisoft. So sometimes you can just fall down. No.
Drop.
All good. Now that my game is stable at 60 FPS, it's a lot easier than before.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like sometimes you will just fall down and you can lose your run there because, like, you can rewind how long you want. If the game doesn't want you to get the statue, you won't.
Yeah. So you're magically, or so it appears, falling down, although there's no reason for it on the surface, and that's a casual thing. There's no skip involved in that collision being weird and like in the statue being weird. It's just the game being not programmed properly. That's all it is.
Exactly. So coming up is one of the coolest skip, I think. So on water, you cannot wall run. Like, let's go there, for example. See?
Yeah. So you're waterlocked. There you see. Like the Prince's feet are slippery and you can't wall run, but there you can.
Exactly, because here I used the pot to have a wall run that was angled a little differently, so I could grab the ledge. So yeah, it's really cool.
So speaking of waterlock, there's another skip for that area where you can wall run in the water if you're not fully in the water. That also works in Sense of Time. So for the waterlock to activate, you really need to be fully immersed in the water, from what I understand at least.
Yeah.
So you can be like close, like at the edge of the pool or whatever you were standing in there, and the waterlock won't take effect, and you can wall run up. It's a bit precise, but it's not too difficult really.
Yeah, I prefer the pot one because it's the oldest one, but both are around the same time. So like it's more about runner preference. Which is cool, like to have two skips that are about runner preference. So here I will try a skip that is segmented only. If I do not get it, I apologize.
No, you have to say the following skip is easy. Colon. Watch this.
Okay, I pressed the wrong button, so you know, like it doesn't help.
Oops.
Yeah.
So how much time does this skip save if you get it?
7 seconds. Okay, so first part is done, which is normally like the hardest one. Now I just have to get a wall run. Come on. Game. Please, I want to show it off. So I have to get a wall run there. If I do not, then it's rip. And get a safety fall. Ah, it was too early.
Shame.
So that's the trick basically. Like I will not go for it again because like we still need to move on. At least like you saw it. Just instead of dying, I should survive. But yeah, like that safety fall is precise.
Understand the principles of
Lost
physics.
much time,
I think you
indeed.
take things a bit too far.
Yeah. Oh. So up, I will just show you like normally that's the slowest version. At least you know like
so
I could show off like the hard part. So that's good.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, but the alternate versions, this version of the skip right here, it's not that much slower, and there's no difficulty to it really.
Yes. So normally like you arrive there and then here, end of the area.
Yeah, and this is where we would have landed with the other skip as well.
Yeah.
Now, actually, how much does it save? Do you know?
At most with my setup it's like 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's not that much. Like
Yeah.
it's almost 7, dude. It's literally almost.
Like fun fact, when I got it first try, I screwed up like just a little thing after, but you know like not for too much, and I didn't gold. Just to
Yeah.
tell you like how little time it does save.
Yeah,
So like yeah, it just like you know like it's a marathon. I was at least able to show that you can stand on the ledge, etc. So I hope
yeah.
like you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You could see that
And
this
in
game is
it's
good.
yeah, and this game is surely not trivial. Unlike in Sense of Time, where standing on fences is not that special. It's pretty easy to do. Whereas in this game, you usually slide off when you try to do that, or you go over, obviously.
Yeah, like you could see when I tried to wall run when I wasn't close enough to the wall.
As a girl,
I actually
necessary?
this game is not nice right now.
Upset.
What?
Yeah,
Are you just
like okay.
Game is wrong on that one. That's what I can say.
Yeah. The game is wrong on that one. Never mind. So so yeah, like I just got pushed out of the ledge like so far behind it, because like in this game you are not supposed to stand on ledges.
Yeah, like on fences.
On fence, on yeah, sorry. Holy moly! I do not get why it didn't work, especially the second one. Like the first one, I was like, okay, maybe I was too early, but this one, no. So, if you are there
Oh
since
right,
the start,
you're not supposed to safety fall there. You have to normal jump, right? Because GMP said that in chat.
ah, maybe.
I vaguely remember something.
Yeah, okay, does make sense. So pressure and marathon, people, always like a good thing.
The following skip is easy.
Sure.
Colon, watch this.
So again, like we do not take damage during a cutscene. So we want to trigger a cutscene and fall down.
Yeah, but you only have 1 frame to do it.
Two. Like this one, hop. And it saves a minute.
Do you understand?
Oops. But if you don't get it, you lose. What is it, like 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds. So it's worth it to go for it like 2 times in a row.
Yeah. But especially if your PB is really good or you're on world record pace and you don't get it, it's run over.
Oh yeah, it's clearly run over. Like for example, like the current world order, like if you do not get it, it's rip. Like with my PB, I could still continue if I was like a minute ahead, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like I have like often bays that are like 143, but and my PB is like 145. So you know, like I could
Yeah.
continue, but that's it.
Right, yeah. So the idea with that skip, in case you didn't really see it or get it, the idea is that you drop down from the ledge right before the cutscene starts. And as SoulsSpeedruns said, the cutscene does cancel your fall damage, so you land at the bottom. Luckily, you don't miss any load trigger by doing so. You also skip some enemies, and in total save around about 1 minute with that one.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
If you know
Which
Oh.
justifies doing it, because 2 frames is really not a lot. Even with the setup we're using, it's at least I would say it's not free.
No,
It's not insanely difficult, but it surely is not free either, by far not.
yeah, it's something you really have to get into your muscle memory. Okay, it's 2 frames for a 60 FPS game, so like you have 1/30th of a second, but
Yeah.
it's not hard enough to not be consistent, but at the same time, it's something you will miss. You have to accept the fact that you will miss it sometime,
delay me?
and it's
Yeah.
okay.
Have you forgotten what he did to you?
Alright, so like this cutscene is really long, so if you have any donation or message, Kata, that would be the best time.
You are not to blame.
All right, so let me remind you guys that there's a bunch of bid wars coming up for the all Soulsborne all bosses relay. Currently, the state is not looking very good for Team Blue Guy. I am on that team, by the way. So not only do we have to do Gurman and Moon Presence with no buffs, but so far we also have to kill Old Hero in Demon Souls without any magic.
What?
So please make sure that you give us some support, donate towards the team some we having to do these tasks, and give us a little bit of a chance, will you?
So please donate for the other team then. Kata has to suffer. Don't hesitate. Like just widen the margin. Like I want Kata to suffer during his run. Please.
I suffered during the run I'm watching right now.
Nice.
True though.
I'm
The following
sorry.
skip makes sense.
No, I do
Hold
not
on.
go for it.
What are you doing? What the fuck?
No, I don't go for it. It's stupid.
You gotta try it at least.
No, I wanted to
It
keep
saves
my
7
sense.
seconds.
Oh my god. I think next time I will submit this game to marathon, I will just say there is a lot of skip that saves 7 seconds.
We save 7 seconds but lose much
much
seconds.
Oh god. So story-wise, Farah is mad because we didn't want to go save people and just wanted to kill Vizier. So she left us, and now we are chasing her. But as a Dark Prince, and we are like, oh god, she cannot see us like that. We are ugly.
You're sure?
But it's about your inner beauty. It's not about how you look,
Waste your valuable time
but how kind you are to people.
Yeah, sure. I
And
mean,
in that sense, the prince is still fucking ugly because he doesn't care about the people.
innocent citizens.
haha.
He literally doesn't. That's what the plot is about.
Yeah, true. Like Dark Prince is like every bad emotion that you have in you, like everything.
Fooled me.
Everything bad. But then you have people that are actually beautiful and outside and inside, like Toka.
What? Blush emote.
I really expect
So this Dark Prince section is awkward because there is an archer that can just shoot you during a jump or wall run. But also if you wall run, the game collision can just make you fall down. Oh, doing some push-ups, by the way, if you can see the prince. So let's try to jump because we do not want to face the wall run. Like this. Okay, and he did not shoot me, so that's good. Also, I talked about trigger earlier, so you could see that the archer disappeared. It's because I hit the trigger for the next area. Unfortunately, I didn't roll far enough, so you did not see the whole previous area deloading, but at least you could see the archer deloading. And coming up
So
is...
they,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to answer the question in chat. The prince
Yeah.
doesn't really change personality when turning into Dark Prince. It's just the Dark Prince or these dark voices taking over his body, if you will. But at all times, both voices, like his and the dark voice, if you will, are present within his head. At least that's what the narrative says.
Yeah.
Farah!
What do you want?
Alright. So, coming up is the hardest boss.
And you are right.
Basically, in Mastery, you have to hit her, then there is a sword clash, you hit her again, there is another sword clash, and after that you become Dark Prince and you chase her. But doing block roll attack, or side roll attack, do not trigger the sword clash. So we want to make her HP low enough, so that when we will transform into the Dark Prince, we won't have to chase her. And it's a
You will see
nightmare.
what that means in a second, in case you're confused right now.
I am you.
Just think that I will do things, I will count,
Better.
and that will be normal.
Wonderful work.
And if I fail, I will just die and try again.
And send her back into the thick
So,
of it
hop.
while you run after this one. My hero.
So in
One.
the meantime, I can try to explain a bit, like in a bit more detail. So in principle, this fight is divided into 2 phases. So the first one is you fight her as a normal prince. The second phase, you fight her as the Dark Prince. And the end of the first phase is not hard-coded, as in it is scripted, but it's based on a thing you can influence. And that works as follows during this first phase. There are 2, not QTEs, but two clashes where you have to mash your sword attack to be able to hit her. Otherwise, you will get hit. And during these, or rather, there are 2 of these clashes. The first one you can just win, nothing will happen.
Yeah, this
The
one.
second one, you like after the second one, the Dark Prince phase will start. And the problem is that during the Dark Prince phase, if you would do it normally, Master, you would jump around the room. You have to chase her, which is really slow. So what you want to do, as SoulsSpeedruns said, you want to bring her health to a very low amount, such that this Dark Prince phase, which usually is very slow, ends as quickly as possible before she can jump away. You saw that, like she wanted to jump, and the chain hits got her down. This last phase triggers, and the fight is over.
Yeah.
And that actually saves a lot.
Yeah, like Masty, like it's called Masty Zero Cycle because you have 0 cycle when you're in Dark Prince.
Yeah, she's not jumping around.
Yeah, save
What the
over a
cycle would be.
minute. Like even like here, like it was not done optimally because like I needed 1 more hit to be safe. So and I had trouble getting it at the end. It still saves a lot. So I'm glad it went correctly from the start.
Yeah. And again, the idea is that this clash only triggers if you attack her normally, but not if you do these roll attacks or side roll attacks. The script or this event is not programmed to trigger with these more obscure attacks, which is really what you were using here to manipulate the second phase to our advantage.
Yeah. So this was fun because one day I was bored and I wanted to see how much damage block roll do to her. Literally how it happened.
It's how the best things are found.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens.
Yeah, but the current setup was found like after a lot of version by different people. So I would just say like names, but I might forget a few people, so I apologize. Like
the community skip, let's put it like that.
Yeah, okay, let's say the community. You're right. So earlier I mentioned like having like 2 seconds for Dark Prince section before finishing it, and here it will be like having less than a second to get a send. Oh. So just look at my HP and you will see. Like I had to do basically everything perfect. Hop. like if I fail a little thing, I would not have enough HP. It's always so close, but always so cool. And before that was never implemented. Like we even thought like it was not possible, but since the game went to such optimization, now you kind of have to do it like this. I pressed the button, game, don't do this again. Okay, I will get sand. I will get more sand.
Chickening out right here.
Yeah, totally. I assume. Like. Like that's the kind of safety fall. When you, oh come on, game. When you start thinking about it, you will just never get it. Okay, finally. It's not even a precise one, but it's really like one of when you think about it, you will not get it. So you just
Very
have
nice
to
use of the slow-mo there. Sorry to interrupt.
go ahead.
Very nice use of the slow-mo there, because if an enemy starts an attack, it's like without slow-mo, it's basically impossible to stop it unless you counter, of course. So that's, especially when speedrunning, that's really frustrating because there's nothing you can do. Well, aside from slow-mo, of course, but otherwise it loses a bit of time, but it feels like you lose a lot more.
Yeah.
Just because you can't do anything about it.
Here I'm falling down. Just sorry, up, and you can see that the next area is not loaded.
Oh no, you died.
No. Oh, so here I'm skipping a cutscene. Trust me, there is a cutscene. I know you will not trust me.
There's no way there's a cutscene.
There is a
How can you
cutscene.
roll past it.
So yeah, like the box is a little farther away. Like so, it's not that precise. It's really easy to skip.
Yeah, the trigger is compared to how it should be, it's pretty far into the room. So although it's a bit precise, you can literally just roll around it.
Yeah.
It's not as extreme as in Sands of Time, where you can act like some of the triggers you can actually just jump around or jump over. but it's still something that
I would often lose myself.
shouldn't really happen, I guess.
Yeah, should never happen. So
Yeah.
here I'm the Dark Prince, but I'm supposed to be normal Prince actually. When I did like this wall jump earlier, I was actually skipping the normal Prince transformation. So I'm keeping
But
Dark
why
Prince
would you do that?
to kill enemies faster, plus not having to go over like a cutscene where I transform. And that save, like if you do everything correctly, that saves like 10 to 15 seconds. But it makes just a section incredibly sketchy and harder.
Yeah. So like, I mean, the basic idea is pretty clear. Every time you transform from Dark Prince into normal Prince or vice versa, you know it's a cutscene, you lose time. So optimally, if we would live in a world with unicorns, then you would just be one version of the Prince throughout the whole run. Of course, it's not possible, but you can do small optimizations like this, where you, like here, for example, skip a phase where you are the normal Prince saving, as you said, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Also,
Also, night
That idea is used a bit more in Zipless, I believe, or
yeah.
in any percent for sure.
Yeah, like even in Zipless, like because in Zipless you want to stay normal Prince sometimes, and in standard as well, because in standard like you actually need the red guard sword everywhere,
Yeah.
and in Zipless you need it most of the time. But here it's like more like we want to keep Dark Prince to be stronger and not undergo through transformation.
You must try.
And that was a skip, by the way, what
Yeah.
Rezi just did, that weird landing on the gate, warning off. That's not intended.
Yeah, totally. Like you can see that I stand on literally nothing, but the game is like,
Yeah.
cool, bro. Don't worry.
But you know, it flows so nicely with the movement you do before that you think it's how you're supposed to play.
Yeah, but no, like
Like,
I
it
was.
doesn't look like it's a skip.
Yeah, and it saved like 50 seconds. Huh? Just saying.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Usually you'd have to go around a lot.
So off here I will kill these two to get a sand, because there will be an auto-scroller coming up, and I want to have enough HP to survive this auto-scroller as Dark Prince. So the next auto-scroller is My Little Pony, because since you... I mean, that's his name, I'm sorry. So yeah.
It's literally in the manual if you look it up. It's like the picture and then My Little Pony.
Yes, if we add enough sense credit, I will actually show you the artwork with his name, My Little Pony. So you hit him two times and that's it.
Yeah, so the monster, it looks a bit like Klompa in terms of the overall, you know, shape of the body, but there's no fight really. It's designed to, it's designed for this auto-scroller part. Well, not really auto-scroller, kind of is. But so Klompa was a boss, and this is more of a fun event. It's like a chariot, but with legs.
Yeah. So that's why I'm eating walls. It's for the golem, like for My Little Pony, sorry, to not slow down. Like if you do not hit any walls, it will slow down and you will lose 8 to 10 seconds, which was really funny before, like to show in marathon. But now that I'm the Dark Prince, I don't have this 8 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's just not the leniency currently, because you would just die.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you think about it, it's really weird how if you do this part of the game perfectly, the game will just slow you down. It's part of a mechanic. Not even, like, is it intended or not? I can't tell. I honestly can't.
Yeah, it's like epic slow motion because you were good. So the game punish you because you're good. You know, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to move a box, but who cares?
No.
Come on. Oh, seriously? Okay. So I wanted him like to be close enough for me to be able to kill him. Tick.
Yeah, there's this nice combo Razor did a few times already, where after, like, you can combine a war run with an attack, like a torpedo attack. And of course here it's most useful because, well, we need the sand to not die to regenerate our health. HP, sorry.
Thank you. I was gonna say it. So here, like normally...
Lebenspunkte.
No. Lebenstrunk. So normally here, like I should become like Dark Prince again, so that's where I skip the transformation. Come on.
Yeah, so this would be the cutscene where you turn from the normal prince to the dark prince.
Yeah. So up.
That's where the time save comes.
Yeah, I will do something that you will see that is not intended. Obviously, hopefully it will work.
The following skip makes no sense.
It does when it works,
Colon, watch
like
this.
this. So yeah.
It
So
doesn't make like even if you look at it, no matter how many times, it doesn't make sense. This
It
shouldn't
does.
work. The fact that it does makes me mad personally.
So yeah, that's a really cool skip. Save not that much of a time, but in like 20 seconds maybe, I don't know. But the good thing is that it avoids us going through an area that can crash. So it's worth it thanks to that. Like
Right.
in
yeah.
marathon, especially in marathon. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Like it saves time, and it allows you to not go through something that can crash the game.
Yeah. Casually, that is. That crashes casually. It's not to a
Yeah.
skip we're doing. That's programming again.
Yeah, like there is a ladder or something like inside the wall, and when you jump, the prince can just target it, go into the wall, and game crash.
We must hurry and find
Yeah.
a way inside.
Have fun with that.
So here I land on a little
On your
piece of
own for
collision.
once. I will play no part in this.
Tick.
Yeah, that's also a small piece of tech where, if Eraser would have been hanging still on the swing pole and then he dropped, he would have died. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I
Yeah.
believe that's the case. So, it's kind of weird if you're still swinging a bit and then you're falling down. Much like the safety fall, you're allowed to fall from a bit higher, meaning you land on the collision and, don't die.
Where I should resume the tale next.
Exactly.
And save 7 seconds.
But lose much more time.
Lose much seconds, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so up here I will slow mo, buffer a wall run, get a wall run, land on the ground, rewind, buffer my wall run again, and pray.
And watch a cutscene.
No. So, okay, that seems
easy,
really
let's
weird.
go.
That seems really weird, but it just saved a minute. So the idea, and that's where like people can yell about it being an MG. If I don't die. Okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay,
How
it's
to
okay.
wall jump.
Yeah. I thought like I would grab the ledge, so that's why I stopped jumping actually. So okay, so the idea is that you can like there is some cutscene that triggers after a few seconds. So what you can do is slow-mo to delay that few seconds a little more, and rewind to delay it even further, and pass before the cutscene appears. And that's what we did. So yeah, that's where, oops, I forgot to fall down. That's where people like can argue about no major glitches. Like, I mean, like it's clearly not intended. It's clearly something wrong. We decided to allow it because one, it's only to skip a cutscene, that is boring, and two, it's funny. Three, it can ruin your run. So you know that's also funny, especially on one record pace. And four, like when we think about the mechanics, it's basically about it's rewinding to delay a trigger. And we are like, can we avoid that? Can we allow that? Yeah, I guess we can, because like in Send of Time, for example, we allow a power that is called Mega Freeze to bypass the trigger.
Yeah, so in a way, you can also argue about that, but in a way you're using intended mechanics to skip over a trigger or to kind of delay the trigger.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's too cool to not do it. I guess that's honestly really
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
And again, it's skip a cutscene. Just think it this way. You know, like we already like have a boring puzzle like this one. So now imagine after watching a 1 minute cutscene. We saved you. I think I went the wrong way.
Yeah, and even worse, after this puzzle, which takes, what is it, like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
There's another auto-scroller, which takes 2 minutes or something. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think like everyone in the Speed Souls staff Speed Soul Charity Marathon staff is now really happy to have accepted this run because they can sleep during this part. Like,
Yeah, GMP, that's a good point. So we are skipping the triggers not in space, but in space-time. So we're going to general relativity to justify the scripts we're doing. I like that.
Stop. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit more fun. We have a $189 donation from Anonymous, which puts
Insane.
us, which puts us exactly at $7,777 raised in this year's Speed Souls Charity Marathon. And they kind of listened to me when I asked about, donating towards the Team Samwi. Unfortunately, they didn't understand it properly, and they donated also towards the Team Blue guy having to do the challenges. So, literally tying it up. Thank you so much for your generous donation, Anonymous.
wow, amazing. Honestly, like, thank you for your donation. That's really cool. Puzzle is over. Yes. And thank you for making this part a little less annoying with your generous donation.
I think you're taking this hero
So, like,
business a little too
if
far.
you're bored by this auto scroller that you are seeing right now, please donate. And if you're not bored, please donate to say that it's a good game and a good run and a good auto scroller.
Well, speaking of donate, there is a $30 anonymous donation going towards Team Sunwi having to do Old Hero No Magic. So keep those donations going and make it harder for Team Sunwi. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you. Hop. So yeah, Chariot 2, boring. That's the one I
You're
cannot do
lucky
with my
because after Chariot 2 there's a boss fight. Cool.
I swear this is like the worst chain of events possible for a speedrunner. Like if you fail the skip, there is a cutscene of 1 minute, then a 3 minutes puzzle that is boring, and you cannot even lose your focus because you can lose so much time otherwise. Then a 2 minute of the scroller, then a boss fight that is annoying.
Yeah, and only then we're doing fun things again after.
Yeah, sure. After that, we have like a fight. Yeah. At Dark Plains, which is just waiting for enemies to drop down before killing them. But after that, there will be cool thing. So, in Prince of Persia in general, as I guess you kind of understand now, we do weird thing with the scenery, like we wall run where we're not supposed to, we do wall jump where we're not supposed to, etc, etc. We are skipping trigger we're not supposed to. It's thanks to the freedom of movement we have. And in an area, like in 5 minutes or so, we'll try something on to jump out of a palm tree. But the form of a palm tree is really irregular. So yeah, we'll see how it happen. Some people call it palm tree, some people call it coconut tree. It's up to preference.
Whatever that even means. Okay.
So this is 1 boss and 2 boss. Nice. So it's twins. You have to hit the guy with the sword for the axe guy to attack you and miss you. And then you can attack the axe guy. Oh, just
So in a way it's a scripted fight. So you attack one guy, so the second guy triggers in a way and you can attack him. Because the sword guy will always block, but the axe guy won't. And so as you should see,
it was just
should maybe not see in a bit.
like here.
Well, just wait a bit longer. But
Yeah.
so there will be another of these QTEs showing that the fight really is scripted.
Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so I failed the first phase, which is consistent, and I got the second phase directly, which is not consistent. Good! It does make sense. So yeah, like that fight is really short. The only issue you can have is when the sword guy starts hitting you like in a really weird way. So yeah, that's quite sad. Little story update. After seeing us with our as Dark Prince, Farah was like, "Oh, you're a sand monster. I don't want to talk to you again. You lied to me." And we are like, "No, I will catch you, and I will make you love me." And it didn't work because obviously, like we were alone. and when she arrives, do a headshot, and she's like, "No, you will love me." So yeah, like in this game, Farah is actually really cool,
I need to find a way
up to a
open
certain
this
point.
door.
Right.
I mean, like she is a warrior. She fights. She saves the
Well,
prince
I guess
multiple
so.
times. You know, like she's cool compared to SOT. When in SOT she's just boring and make game crash.
Yeah, and an obstacle to the run.
Yeah. Oh, so here is where like knowing your combo can save a lot of time, especially when you are able to trigger this combo. Oh, thank you. Because as a Dark Prince, like you really can kill enemies easily, so you have to get your combo correctly. And when you fail a combo, you can always just counter attack. Okay.
Yeah. Especially with multiple enemies around, as soon as one enemy starts to attack you and you counter, during that time the next one will already attack you and you're in this loop of countering you can't attack normally anymore. At least that can happen on a regular basis, not always.
Like for example, here I was in the middle of an attack and he just blocked me. So now I just have to stop and do counter.
Yeah, literally what I just said.
Yeah.
Counter the first guy, second guy attacks, counter
Yeah.
him, third guy attacks.
Hop.
The following skip is easy.
Yeah, sure. That's why I will fail it. So Prince, Dark Prince, like we didn't talk about it, Dark Prince go back into Prince when there is water. But that's a fake. See, I'm in water and I didn't go back to normal Prince.
What?
Like it's actually just trigger and it's a story point that you go back when it's water. But you know, you can just jump over the trigger and it's like, okay, no problem, you stay Dark Prince. So again, normally here I'm supposed to be normal
Ubisoft
Prince.
lied again, that's true.
Yeah.
Is there not a similar device in Azad?
So
This lift will
now I will be like on a really tight timer, so we will see. This area have an elevator,
working.
and
I will try
in Prince of Persia, elevator means skip.
Do hope to visit Azad someday.
Like that's the only thing I can say. So the idea
Yeah.
will be to go ahead.
The idea will be that because of the slow motion power we have, we can delay the elevator, but we still move at the like regular speed. So we can catch up with the elevator while it's going up using our sand powers. When I say it like that, it sounds pretty simple and pretty straightforward. But when Asco first found this skip, like what was it, 4 years ago or so, that just blew everybody's mind.
Oh yeah.
Like it's such a great idea, but once you know the idea, it's simple. It's as so often in speedrunning or science in general. Once you know the idea, then it's easy. But thinking of it in the first place was pretty smart of him.
Just like this.
And we win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we as I said, we land on top of the elevator and then we can wall jump into the cutscene trigger,
Shall I repeat
progressing
the
to the
question?
next area.
Dude, I was so scared because like even if I move the camera, I actually move the camera for people to see because I'm closing my eyes doing it and I'm only doing with its sound. And since you were talking, I couldn't hear the sound properly.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Like you didn't know. I was panicking. I was like, oh please, do not fail it. Do not fail it. Because it's a minute time loss.
Yeah.
Pomegranate.
Whew.
I do not like
Yeah, like it's the kind of stuff like
What is wrong with you?
when you see it, I think it's harder to do it while seeing it. You just have to do it out of with sound.
Yeah, so because usually the camera does not point at the prince. You don't see
I think I'm
where or when the prince is wall jumping. You learn to do it by sound.
What is
Yeah.
this place?
So I actually learned how to show it for marathon when people want to see what is happening, because otherwise you just see the camera moving and you're like, yeah, whatever. Here you could see at least the prince while jumping.
Okay, the following skips makes no sense.
Yeah, but first I have to kill these ladies to get sent because otherwise I will die.
Right, yeah. So with the palm tree skip Eraser mentioned, which will be coming up now, it has kind of a history in Prince of Persia speedrunning, I guess, because in the Sense of Time there are 2 skips which involve jumping up a palm tree, which also with very irregular geometry.
Oh, first try, let's go.
So it's free. Forget what I said. This is easy.
So
No, it's actually pretty difficult and precise, just because of the irregularity of the geometry.
yeah, like that's so precise. At least for this one, we kind of have a setup to help. But just to tell you, like in some marathon, I can lose like 5 minutes to it. So that's why, like when I got it first try, I was really surprised. So yeah, like that's actually really cool, and it saves a lot of time. Thanks to that, as a dark print, like staying dark print is faster. Like if you have to go like through the normal way, we will just go back to normal print because it will be actually like better.
But even if you were the normal prince, it still would save a lot of time because
Yes,
that room
exactly.
is huge and you're just going around all the way, up and down, and that way you just go straight to the
Yeah,
end.
it's a minute at least.
Yeah. A minute and 7 seconds.
You save 7 seconds. Oh my god. So here up, I will fall down like Astoka explained earlier, like this up, and then I will kill this red guard easily because I'm Dark Prince, and now I can kill him easily as well. And that's it. That was the last sun gate of the game. So that now we have 4 sands,
No way for me to get to you.
which can be useful, especially like
Room from where you stand.
in the last part of the game.
Through the greenhouse. This will certainly bring us to the same location.
Yeah, so actually if you do this fight as the prince, because you don't have as strong a combo, this fight can be a bit sketchy. But the Dark Prince is so strong, it's just one quick combo and everybody's dead, essentially. Because as you remember, if one of the red guards activates the sand gate, there will be more enemies spawning, just delaying the fight and you lose time. Also, that skip was cool.
Yeah. And I screwed up my timing for the slow-mo, so now let's... Okay, game, don't do that again, thank you. Thank you. Hop. Let's do it casually!
Yeah, just, take your time, dude.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And I still have a slow-mo for
What
the...
could go wrong?
Yeah! It's not like I'm losing all my HP. Oh, let's get some sand, So that was a nice casual. And I deloaded this one. Cool. Yeah, so that one can be deloaded. I don't know why, honestly. Like, there is multiple theories, but every time I'm trying what the theories is, it never works. So, Tick. So this area is called off-bow.
Right. I almost forgot to say that's how long it has been.
So the funny part is that apparently it's called off-bow for Toka for whatever reason, because like in the file he gave me to have like the solution to this puzzle and the previous puzzle that is 3 minutes long. This area was named off-bow and the king statue puzzle was named differently, let's just say that, with a real nice name that will not allow us to say it on stream.
Yeah, so Aufbau is just German for like structure, how the area is built, and like these days it sounds silly to have a text file on how to solve this puzzle because it's just 3 platforms, and everybody knows the solution is. Say it.
No. No. No.
The
2,
solution
3,
is
1,
like
3,
1,
2,
2,
1.
3, 1, 2, 3 or something.
No, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just 6 levers you have to do in the correct order. But back when I started learning this, I just needed a text file. for this.
Yeah. Fun fact, like I think it was a month ago during a race, I actually messed up the order because I was thinking. So that's also like the kind of area when you don't have to think anymore. If you think, you lose. So Farah was great up to this point where she goes into the damsel in distress cliché. So yeah, now we will have to rescue Farah. Nice game.
Actually, think about it. How often have we seen the vizier up until now? Like
1,
2 times?
2, 3.
3. Okay. So basically, nobody knows who this guy even is
Yeah, the bad guy.
because there are no cinematics.
Yeah, the bad guy. That is immortal, but thanks to the dagger of time, it won't be.
Yeah. So he's not immortal.
Shh. Game is telling you he's immortal.
Okay, sorry.
The prince was cast to his death into a pit of darkness.
Am I to be stolen away again?
From the vizier, he had been warned that his journey would not end well.
So, oh my god.
Ah,
So the Prince of Persia community is also the community for a great game called Arabian Nights. If you want to go and see Arabian Night, don't hesitate. It's a good game.
Continue my story from here if you are called away.
Once again, you have denied us
Oh,
victory.
between Pop 3D and Arabian
Times
Nights,
did I
it's
warn
insane.
you, nothing good would
Yeah.
come of pursuing that girl.
So actually, because we are at the Dark Prince here, we skipped another transformation cutscene because when you fall down the well, you're supposed to. Well, oh wait, is it? Does it happen in the cutscene you're watching?
Yeah, it happened in the cutscene, so actually, like, that's why it does not save that much time.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Oh, so here I'm getting sand. So this area is a little long. It's not tough, but there is like little things there and there to save time. It's separated in two areas by a checkpoint. Like this area is like two sub-area actually by a checkpoint. So the first one is only about going down, and the second one is about go down, dodging traps. Like here it's only like about movement and enemies. Second one is literally only movement. So here sometimes you can grab the second beam. Oh my god, I'm a legend.
Nice.
So yeah.
So you really have to learn the movement for this area, like the first half, because some of the jumps, as you may or may not have seen, you do off camera, so you have to know where to jump to go fast. But like casually, you would just turn the camera and see, oh, where do we go next? Of course, in the speed where you don't do that, but then you have to precisely memorize what to do.
It's also a tough one casually because of the HP of the print. If you get every life upgrade up to now, like it's easy, but for a casual, like it might be tough. So now it's the second part where it's only about traps.
Yeah. So there we got the checkpoint when we drop down finally.
Yeah. For Motor Racer fan, it's checkpoint.
Whatever that even means.
You're too young to know Motor Racer.
Okay.
Old PS1 game. Hop. Ha.
Boomer.
Wow. So mean. So
Very hostile marathon right here.
yeah. Here I'm using slow-mo to delay this trap, and now I can just wall on. So yeah, slow-mo is really useful for that kind of thing.
Yeah, to manipulate cycles, like trap cycles or something.
Yeah.
So you go slow to go fast.
Exactly, like here.
Wow.
So I skip a cycle. Oops, I moved too much, so let's see. No, that's exactly what I didn't want. Okay, thank you. And now we will see the saddest moment if in history.
Father's sword.
So you know,
But what is it doing here?
we found our dad's sword, and guess what? Dad is dead.
Oh, come on now. Did you really
Oh no,
expect to find
I'm
him
stunned.
alive?
I'm in disbelief.
Even after everything you have
It's like your
That's a
city.
hand.
you hold
Yeah.
out hope.
The city is burning. All the soldiers are dead, etc., etc. And you're like, yeah, I can't wait to see my dad. No.
Grand rewind? Or perhaps you can return to the island and travel back to a time when he might
So
still
funny
be
thing
safe.
about this cutscene in the
Maybe
glitch
rescue a
categories,
damsel
I
in
guess.
distress along the way.
I'm not sure which category precisely enters this as the normal prince these days, but if you do,
Zipless.
yeah, okay. So if you enter this cutscene as normal prince, then you look funny.
Like you have the body of the Dark Prince and the head of the normal prince. So
Yeah.
it's called Carl. Up, no water, we go back to being normal. Why? It's because actually, you know, the water was just a mental thing, like it was just a placebo. Actually, you just have to accept the bad thing you did. So you know your dad
Yeah.
is dead. You can fix it by rewinding time in the island of time of Fire Within, and you're like, no, I won't do it. I accept what I have done. Okay, so you just kill your dad, no problem.
Yeah. And then through the power of friendship or whatever, you transform back.
Yes.
You may not be able to see these creatures, but you can
No.
still hear
Okay, so here I tried.
Ah, yeah. So that's what we mentioned like 1 hour ago or something, when like the invisible enemies just hijacking your auto target, losing you what like I don't know 5 seconds or something. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just a bit annoying.
So now you can see that I have a shiny sword, so my dad's sword, and it's a secondary that has no durability. It does show it, but in reality you do not have it.
It's unbreakable. Yeah.
Yeah. And the idea is that it one hit kill all sun monster except Vizier.
Yeah. So it's the strongest secondary in the game, and it's also forced, if you will.
Yes. So like in standard where you want to keep the red guard sword, you do skip the cutscene to not get this sword.
Yeah.
Kata can tell you about it, right?
Here's another cool area in terms of movement. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So this area is pretty like it also looks pretty cool to people unfamiliar with the run, because you're doing movement blindly. Really, what's happening is the auto targeting doing things for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be lined up precisely. Have you forgotten how to wall jump? It's like the 4th time or something.
I will blame it on my controller.
That's the settings.
Yeah, clearly. You know, like my diagonal is really about the controller, but that one is working fine actually.
Yeah, that's about the jump button.
Yeah. So yeah. Also, like in the previous area, like it was all dark, but we could see thanks to our that sword. But as I said, like in standard, you do not have it. And there was one world record
Oh yeah.
that actually got lost there. He lost a minute. So Vinev, shoutouts to you. Please.
I mean, it's literally the darkness. How can you not get lost there?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm trying to skip. So this whole area, like we kind of skip it a lot. But yeah, should be fine. Okay. Nice.
Yes, it's another area which is pretty convoluted. You're going around a lot, and by doing this jump right here, you just go from not really the start to the finish, but
yeah,
approximately.
like midpoint to finish in a sense.
Yeah.
Careful. These creatures seem to feed off the
Oh, so yeah, I slow mo to not aggro the enemy too fast, so I can break that door before they come.
Another instance of auto target because the prince prioritizes enemies or actual combat over breaking walls, and that way you ensure that doesn't happen.
So like soon we will enter like the final area of the game in a sense, which is composed of 3 towers. And the good thing is we can skip 2 of them because normally in every tower you have to move a box. Oh, wait, sorry, I was just focusing
We'll
to
see
get
what
this
that
second.
means in a second.
Yeah, so sorry. I totally forgot that I needed to focus to get this cycle. So yeah, you will have to move box, but moving box is really slow. So we want to avoid that. In the first tower, we can do it easily, but on the second one, it will require an enemy manipulation.
Yeah. But first we traverse through this kitchen right here.
Yeah,
It's a kitchen, trust me.
it is a kitchen.
Yeah. Don't mind the hookers here. That's fine.
Like no
What's on the
problem.
menu today?
A game. Okay, let's do it this way. Oh my god. No. Okay. If the door closed, I have no idea how to get back up without killing all
Razor,
enemies.
are you okay?
I am not.
You seem to be struggling.
No, I am not struggling. It's the game struggling. Why did he jump this way? I have to move now.
At least your prince didn't turn invisible and glitched out the whole game.
Yeah, true. Oh my god. So yeah, everything was nice. Everything is cool. I'm in total control of the game, of the run. I'm thinking of crying and calling my mom, but you know, all is good. Okay, so hop, lower tower, which is the first one. So in this one, we will try to skip the box by doing a 360 beam. Oh come on! So 360 beam again, like is the fact that in this game you can, by going up on the edge of a beam, you can actually jump in every direction.
Yeah. So the end of the beam has to be open-ended, and then you can. It's a bit precise and finicky, but in principle you can jump in every direction you want to, as Eraser said.
Yeah. So up. So also, why is it so slow to move a box? Well, more than the movement, there is also like all the lever when you actually use a lever for the box, etc. Give me one more cent.
Yeah, so really have to manipulate your surroundings in order to even get the box to the highest level.
Yeah.
And so forth.
So
this skip here, or this skip Eraser's about to do, the 360 beam here, that's a pretty old skip.
2016,
Don't ask me when, but it's probably around about that. Pretty old because it's pretty evident. The dagger panel you have to go is basically right next to you, but just
like
a bit,
here.
Diagonally displaced. Yeah, see it there. And so as soon as you know that 360 beam is a thing, it's pretty straightforward to just jump there directly.
Like
for
that.
the skip in the next area, however, that's way more recent, also way more creative, I would argue.
Yeah, like it was a dream for years to skip the next tower, because like at least in this one, you know, like the 360 beam save like what 45 seconds, something like that. You know, like it's a lot, but also not that much. But the next one, we have to move the box so much that if we could skip it, it would be over 2 minutes time save. And it was fun when Vinev actually did a task. So there is a task of the game that is done on GameCube. Oh, come on, every time.
Right, because PC testing is only a very limited thing and doesn't apply to this game, really.
I don't understand. So, and he actually found it during it. So, like, if you want to see it, I can only recommend it. It's also no major glitches, and since GameCube is running at 30 FPS and not 60, and some collisions are different, it will be really, really interesting. It's really interesting. So up middle tower. Let's go. So now I will call for the memory of like after 6 minutes 30, no 7 minutes because I died. So after 7 minutes during the run, when we mentioned the auto target will be useful 2 times. So one of them save 10 seconds, the other one save the 2 minutes I was talking about.
Right.
So here there is 4 enemies, like 3 that you can see and 1 that you cannot. And apparently I cannot hit any. So okay, I hit this one, I hit this one, I hit this one. Okay. So I have to keep one alive. Now I have to lure him. Please follow me. Please attack. Wait.
So the idea will be, to explain it in advance, the idea will be to, as you just said, you lure the enemy into a very specific position, and once you did that, you quickly after that you do a wall jump, and usually the wall jump would just would be perpendicular to the wall. You would just jump off and die. However, with the enemy around, the auto target will kick in, meaning you will jump in a different direction.
Oh, come on.
And you manipulate him such that the direction you jump off lands you somewhere where you're not supposed to be. So
like here.
It works.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like when he's doing this attack, I know like it will work every time.
Yeah.
And
So
now,
you could pretty clearly see that you jumped off at like around about a 45-degree angle, just because the auto target kicked in. That saves 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, since like the enemy was really annoying to get into a good position, it saved a little less, but it's really cool to see, I think.
Well, roundabout, yeah.
And so yeah, like that was like one of the biggest dream we have. Now we just want to skip the upper tower, which is the next one. We are close to it, but not yet, unfortunately. Also here, like I landed on a sweet spot, just in between the two traps. I like it. So this is upper tower. So skipping this area would be amazing, at least moving the box. And also what would be nice, but I don't think it will be doable, is to skip a panel that makes you, you know, like jump diagonally. Why it would be nice? It's because this panel is totally, completely made by Ubisoft. Like there is no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And
We'll expand when we get there, but
yeah.
it's a thing that exists basically.
For casual player, just saying.
Casually, yeah. Again, not to a skip we're doing, it's just programmed incredibly badly. Also here you experience what we skipped in the previous two thirds of the tower.
Nice. So here I will run on the left to not make some enemy spawn. It's precise, but it doesn't cost you anything to try. I promise there is supposed to be enemies. I know you will not trust me, like every cutscene in this game, but trust me, I swear there is some. Come on. Oh. Oh, so here I will not touch the controller, just to not soft lock, like it happened during a certain marathon, because I fell down backward and oops. It was literally
It
like
just hovers on something indefinitely because there's no collision really.
yeah. Well made
Or no
game.
intended collision at least, yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Oh, panel time. So I have to go there. Wall run. Release wall run. Press jump now. Land totally next to it, and then it works.
Easy.
That sounds so stupid like that, but I swear, like if I jump normally and I land next to it, like really next to it or on it, it will not work.
Yeah.
Speaking of not working.
So yeah, that's the only consistent way, at least that we know of, to pass that dagger panel.
Yeah, to pass that casual section. So on console it's not that bad, like it can happen, but it's not that bad. But on PC it's wow, just so bad. Probably because of the 60 FPS, I don't know, or the collision is a little different. Also that jump was really precise, so second try I would take it.
And that jump panel made sense right there. You
Totally.
totally touched it, obviously.
Yeah, I was totally on it. Trust me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, too bad. I didn't want to hit the wall, you know, just land directly on the ledge. Yeah, this game is really cool. Like even today, honestly, like even casually, like it's, I would say like casually it's a good game. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Casually, I think it's a good game because like there is a lot of platforming and action. Like if you like platforming game, it's amazing.
Also, like it's still a good game even in this day and age.
Yes. Oh yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Like I'm a huge platformer fan, and I honestly I just completely love this one. Also,
yeah.
See, I just wanted to show that you cannot land on fence.
Yeah.
That was totally what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So maybe as a final word before we get to the final boss, in this run there are an incredible amount of small skips, saving 2 seconds here, a second there, 3 seconds there, which you don't really see, like consciously see, unless you have played the game yourself. And it's actually crazy how many little optimizations you can do.
Yeah.
To save time. Yeah.
But that's why we are saying like so many, you know, stupid things most of the time. It's also because we cannot say everything that happened because it will be literally impossible, and I think it will be boring because we will just never stop.
Yeah.
Like for example,
sorry, Jimpy. Also save 7 seconds. You're right.
7 seconds, yeah. So like for example here, like I wall run and jump to trigger the cutscene like 1 second and a half earlier. I don't even know, like, no, 7 seconds earlier, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
like.
don't get the chance again.
So now it's Vizier. So Vizier will be like in 3 phases. First one is combat. Second one is quick time event, and third one is platforming. So I have to hit him like 5, 8, 9, 4 times.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Good thing that at the start of every new phase you get a checkpoint. So if you die, you don't go back to the very start of the fight.
Right, that would be nice.
Oops.
So I'm trying to manipulate him, like for him to not go that far, and so I can try to, yeah, like for example here. Ah no, I got it. Like the idea is to, yeah, is to try to get him as soon as possible.
Yeah, and also then stun lock him. So there's this technique we didn't really talk about yet because it wasn't relevant up until now, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's yeah, animation cancel. So while attacking, you can press block to cancel the attack animation, meaning you can chain your attacks much quicker, and the Vizier has no chance of ever breaking free.
Oh, so now second phase, which is quick time event.
Not frame perfect.
Yeah, I'm actually
Not
forcing
frame
myself.
perfect.
I'm forcing myself to not go for frame perfect.
Not frame perfect.
It's not like I lost so many runs to that, you know. Because when you're a
Not frame
speedrunner,
perfect.
oh my god, when you're a speedrunner, you're a little stupid, honestly, and you want to save 0.1 second and lose a run due to that. Like for example, here I press it way too early.
Yeah.
It was close to frame perfect, not really.
You could have saved 7 frames, but if you do it too early, you lose much frames.
Oh god. So third phase is climbing.
Yeah. And what you see in a second, that's a skip. Trust me.
Yeah,
This right here is a skip.
fun fact, I actually never know it was not a skip. I always did it like that, even when I was a kid. Like because it seems so intended, and then I can't remember who submitted the run by going the normal way, and we were like, what? That's a thing? Come on. Okay. And here there will be time for an epic slow motion. So, you know, like that was a tough battle. Wow. That was really tough, but I'm glad like the run will be over soon, right? Right?
Oh.
It's not like there is a 3 seconds at the end. We kill the Vizier, right? What can happen now?
Which is totally unepic.
And that's us against the Dark Prince. So that's when Ubisoft was like, developers were partying, you know, like the game was over, etc, etc. And Ubisoft said, oh, actually we need one more area at the end of the game. Can you make it quickly? So the guy that were totally drunk and on drugs,
Yeah, pretty sure it
thought
was
of this.
tripping, yeah.
Yeah, like. So they thought of this area, where you just go, fight the Dark Prince in your inner self, and
Yeah. It's like in your mind, the
Yeah.
mental room, that's what it's called.
and you go back toward like some area of the previous game.
Good game.
Right? So I guess during this time, if you have a message, Kata, like it would be nice.
Of course, I do have a very generous $100 donation from Carnot. Thank you so much. Once again, Carnot supporting the marathon all throughout. And the donation says, the donation goes towards the charity, to save Team Blue Guy, and towards Kata's Dark Souls 2 all achievements run, Franker Z. So I don't know if there's like any hidden incentives. If the tech team could like hit me up on that, that would be great. I've not been informed of this, but thank you so much towards for this generous $100 donation, going towards Old Hero No Magic for Teen Sam Week. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. Dankeschön. So yeah, like if there is an all if there is an all achievement run by Kata, just tell me how much I need to donate. I will try to find the money. No problem.
Just sell your Vanguard cards or whatever.
So for people who don't know, Vanguard is a trading card game like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm spending way too much money on it.
No. I have seen the error of my ways, and I have atoned
Oh,
for the
so yeah,
Also, the mental room is still going on for
Yeah.
some reason.
no
oh,
longer
and there will be like
It takes a lot of time to confront your inner demon or whatever, honestly.
and I got the last skip of the game. Yes, it shaved like 4
beautiful.
seconds.
Yeah.
Set down your sword. Embrace me.
Ah, a good game.
Leave this place. It reeks
So there's a small final skip you can do here,
Yeah.
which is attacking throughout the cutscenes,
But it's free.
gaining
Also get ready on time.
some distance.
Yeah, the time will be when the prince cannot move.
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Violence. Your anger serves only to feed me.
So I have no idea of the time, but we will see. Should be underestimate. Time.
And... Woo!
No! What are you doing? Not
Okay.
ignore me.
So sorry again for all the issue at the end. Also, I left like the final cinematic just for you, people. So yeah, that was a okay run. Like the start was a little hard, but I was able to adapt to my dead zone in diagonal, you know.
Oh, sorry. 7 seconds underestimate.
No way.
There's just something I don't understand.
7 seconds will be like the new meme now.
My name.
So yeah, like I'm glad I was able to show it off. Again, sorry for all the technical issues. So I hope like the schedule is not too late due to that.
I have seen
Um,
years of time.
Thanks a lot for Speed Soul people to have accepted me in this marathon. Please be nice to Kata, which is an amazing host and amazing friend.
And I will tell you a tale.
And yeah,
You too.
thank you, and thank you a lot for Toka for commentating with me when it was like this morning. Oh, you're awake? Oh, can you come commentate with me, please? Literally, what happened? So yeah.
De rien.
So thank you. It
Alright,
was a
well,
lot of fun.
that was a great run. Thank you so much for showing it. Any closing words?
Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. Please make donate more as much as you can, and stay tuned until the end of the marathon. And I will donate
Also,
my
don't
15
run this game, please. Please, if you think about it, don't. Just don't do it. Thank me later.
It depends. If you love yourself, do not run it.
Kata knows much about it.
Yes.